All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Before we stand for the pledge, I just want to introduce our students that are going to be leading the pledge for us tonight. They're all from Atkinson Elementary. They're all in the Make a Difference Club, which is a club where students can get involved. They do community work within the school, but also outside of the school. It's all different grade levels, so it's a great way for kids to get involved and start doing some of those volunteer things. So tonight we have, from the fourth grade, we have Amina Brown and Jalea Carter. And then from third grade at Atkinson, we have Samara Rodriguez. So they will be leading us in the pledge. So if we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom. Here. Ms. Lehman.
Here.
Ms. Lewis.
Here.
Mr. Nally.
Here.
Mr. Price.
Here. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from our regular meeting held October 27th, 2025, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lewis. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom.
Yes.
Ms. Lewis.
Yes.
Ms. Lehman.
Yes.
Mr. Nally.
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved. Moving on to our legislative report. Don.
Yeah, several areas to mention. I think right now the most important thing is community. Our community in general just needs to be very aware of all the legislative action that's going on in Columbus. I could go on and on about 100 of different proposals and where they are with the Senate, where they are with the House. But I would just encourage people to, whatever your source of information, if it's the newspaper, if it's social media, picking the right sites that get you good, accurate information. But just encourage people to be involved. A couple of the legislative areas that, well, one's kind of an area where I think we've already got that covered is the legislation that talks about the master key box. They call them I'm trying to think of the formal lockbox that they have on each building. I believe we have that on every one of our new buildings and probably even the administrative office, I'm guessing. And that's basically so that fire department, if they have to go to that site, they have a key and an access to get into the building to take care of their work. Senate Bill 50 talks a little bit about students' employment, and it kind of plays around a little bit with the hours kids can work. They want to extend like 14 and 15-year-olds where they could work from 7 to 9 on certain evenings with parental approval and permission. And then also the superintendent is responsible to sign off on all of those, I guess. Do you sign off on every one of them? Or do you have that directed?
Work permits, we do look at those. So yeah. I think it would probably fall into line with that as students make those requests.
Right. The other thing that that kind of just caught my eye in there was throughout the legislation and the old piece before they marked it up for some of the new pieces, it talked about child, referred to the child and that's fine. But then in a couple cases, they referred to boy or girl, and jobs and work. And I think this day and age, you know, we don't look. I don't think we as a community and public look at a job and say, that's only for girls, that's only for guys. And so I think that's one area that I'm planning on kind of asking that question as to why, and if that's just maybe something that's an oversight in that legislation. The other area is House Bill 486, and I have some issues with that particular bill. Largely, a big part of it, it's pushing Christianity as our base for our all of our society, and I think, and that's fine. It's called the American Heritage Act, and what concerned me in there was there's so many specifics in terms of names of past Christian leaders, and kind of how we got to establishing our society. And my concern there is, I think they're being, for a legislative body, they're being more specific than I think they really should be. They should be presenting concept, and then our teachers are the ones that take it to that next level, and through our administration. And, I think we can cover those same aspects, but I think they're being a little bit too specific. The other thing that concerns me is early on in the writing of that legislation, it kind of talks about teachers and college professors may provide information, and the area that then it goes through that whole thing of all the 7 or 8 pages of the legislation. The concern I have is they're lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I'll jump ahead and see if I come back to that. Fourth area I would want to mention would be the federal government relations webinar. We all had the opportunity to participate in that if we were able, and that was the federal budget, education funding, and future of U.S. Department of Ed webinar. If you weren't able to participate in that, we did receive an email, all board members, and in there, it gives the full verbal and the slides. So it gives the full presentation, and I would just encourage everybody to look at that, because I think that kind of leads us a little bit more as to what's going on at the federal level. The fifth area is we received a couple editions of that equity and adequacy over the course of the last month or so, and talking a little bit about the ed choice, and basically how that kind of siphons dollars away from our public schools based on how our legislature has things set up. And one of the concerns there is, we hear all this discussion about property taxes and, getting rid of property taxes. And if the legislature was funding us the way that the courts have indicated, and the way that things have been the last 4 to 6 years, we probably would be a little bit more okay. But because of siphoning off those dollars on the vouchers and giving less to the public schools they're causing us to have a little bit more of a dependence on property taxes. And that's definitely an issue as things kind of move forward. Let's see. I think that's all with that. And if I think of what I was going to say before, I'll come back to it under board comments.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody had any comments. Okay. That's all I have then.
Thank you. No walk-on items tonight. If anyone would like to address the board, they can come up to the podium. All right, moving on to superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Price. Good evening, board members. Ms. Parker. So hope everybody had a fabulous Monday today. Just a few things to share with you this evening. At your place, I provided all of you a handout front and back, just an update on our Safety Connector project. And we're beginning to share this publicly, so I wanted to make sure that you had a copy of that. The front side, our TDA, our architect firm, has given us a visual rendition, as well as on the back, you can see that layout for the entirety of that project. So first and foremost, it is a safety connector project that will allow us to safely have connection between the natatorium building, which has been a standalone item, and our new Ross High School. You will see there that in that curved component, that is the original connector that is on the south end of that diagram that was originally what the plan was. And I am a true believer that all things happen for good reasons sometimes. And when we stop and trust the process a little bit, because had we been able to build at the time that we were building Ross High School, that stretch of curve would have been all that we would have had. So because we were forced by our OFCC project to pause, it allowed us the opportunity to really review at the local level with in our district, and look at our current programming and try to make those determinations as to what this project could be. So you'll see that we have within this Safety Connector project, we are adding a locker room for our girls wrestling program, as well as a coach's space. That female wrestling program has just taken off in the couple years since it started as a club. And now is a high school sport, and we have a lot of student athletes participating in that and doing an amazing job, and it's very fun to watch.
I'll just put in a plug real quick. Ladies, if you're interested in girls wrestling, officially we start Friday night.
Yay.
We still have open mats Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we have had on open mat nights, which is not mandatory, roughly 25 girls every night. So
Wow.
It's fantastic.
Fun.
It really is just booming and booming from seventh grade all the way up. We really see those numbers coming. So as a district, we felt very confident in providing a quality space for our female student athletes. Also within there, we have a storage area for the appropriate storage of our wrestling mats. Those mats are used by both our girls and our boys wrestling teams, and they're not inexpensive items. They are weighty in size as well as in dollar amount that attach them. It is our belief that if we can store them more properly, we have a space for them, we take a little bit better care of them, we're going to get our dollars out of that a little bit as well. Adding some public restrooms, adding a concession stand, which can be utilized for many, many, many years. Our swim families that have participated in swim, their concession stand is a pop-up table in the corner. We will have a space dedicated for that, which I think will be outstanding, as well as some lobby space, because we know people stand around in between events, and we need a space to comfortably have all of that there. And then the other opportunity there is we have a multi-purpose room in that diagram. We have many, many community opportunities for people to borrow a piece of our facilities. And many times clubs or organizations across our community will want a space to hold a meeting. Sometimes that works in a classroom setting. This will give them an opportunity where they would have access to an outdoor exit. Restrooms are there. They could come in and there'll be a process for them to potentially be a renter of that multipurpose space. So a lot in a very tight area. Again, I know that we've talked about this publicly previously, but I will just assure the community that the dollars for this project are dollars that were left over from the build project to help us meet this from part of the original goal from the beginning. I bring it up today because we are coming out of the ground. So that construction work is happening. You can see the block coming up. It is so exciting to see it start to come together. So Mr. Anway is doing a fantastic job in representing the district. It's every bit a construction project. There's a weekly meeting and we stay on top of all of those conversations. We are so fortunate to have the partnership with TDA and their connection with our longevity of knowing our buildings and knowing our district. So aesthetically, it will very much flow. It will look like just part of the building that's supposed to have been there. So I'm very, very excited about that. We'll get this posted online on our website just so that our community can start to see a little bit of that as well. But I wanted to share that. I'm very excited about that piece. Just want to also put a plug in. Tomorrow is our next Roscoe's Roundtable. We will be at 12:30 afternoon at Revia's. So far we've had a 9:30 opportunity, a 7 p.m. opportunity, and tomorrow we'll have a 12:30 opportunity. Again, just varying those locations. Revia's is located on the east side of town, so that'll be different as well as the time. And then lastly, before we continue, I just wanted to, I know that within our entire community, there's with the pause of the SNAP benefit, many of our families are impacted with that. And just wanted you to know that on behalf of the district, we're trying very much to stay in front of that. Mr. Boss and I participated in a community-wide conversation today involving many of the organizations right here in Fremont and what that can look like. We have challenged all of our buildings, our staffs, to find some creative ways to support. We do have a pantry item that we support students and families of Fremont City Schools right here within our district. So we will be continuing to restock that and plan for that. And really just a lot of conversation within our buildings. We are very fortunate in the district to have counselors and social workers and building principals that know their families well. And so that's a huge piece. So I just wanted to share that with you so that you knew that as a district, we are trying very hard to make ourselves very aware of individual family situations and support where we can. Okay. Thank you. You're okay, Mr. Price? I'll continue.
Yep.
Right. Thank you. Item number 1, I would ask your approval for a donation this evening from Scorda to Lutz Media Center.
Can I have a motion to approve item 1, please?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Lehman. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nally. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Sorry about that. That was the webinar I was telling you about.
I'm glad you found it.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you. Item number 2, approval of the contract with North Central Ohio Educational Center. This is specifically for our educational audiology services. It's an opportunity that we need to fill to meet the needs of our students, and North Central ESC is the most local option for us.
Can I have a motion to approve item 2, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lewis. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Price.
Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you. Item number 3 begins some staff components for us, beginning with a few resignations. And I'd like to just mention Julie Villaria, a longstanding teacher in the district. She was employed in 1993. So very excited for her to come to the end of her career. Item number 4 allows us some appointments with a cook position and some substitute positions. Item number 5, if you would please consider the approval of some special event workers, both for high school events and for middle school events. And we have a long list of staff and students that are willing to help us out with that. Item number 6 is a very long list of status changes. And so I'd like to just take a quick look here, beginning with Renee Beatty and ending with Julie Yoder. There are 24 certified teachers here that have taken the opportunity to advance their educational status. They've taken classes and therefore advancing themselves on the salary schedule. This is a change to FEA contract language. This was originally done earlier in the school year in September, and then we recently had an MOU that we moved that to an October date. So that's why you're seeing so many. But out of those 24 certified staff members, right in the middle, I would like to just draw your attention to Ava Van Ness, who is, she's about midway on the second page, and she is going to be our new accounting secretary here at FMS. And I would just like to call her out a little bit because I know that in this district, we celebrate the opportunities when staff find ways to advance themselves in their career and what that means for them. And when they take advantage of extra schooling or extra opportunities and continue to work forward on the ladder. And that is Miss Van Ness. So I wanted to just give her a little shout out. So that takes us all the way up to Mrs. Julie Yoder at the end of that item, please.
Can I get a motion to approve items 3 through 6, please?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Lehman. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nally. Any discussion?
I think it's great that they all took that time to get those extra credits to further themselves. I know I was reading through these the other night and I thought, wow, that's good. It's a good opportunity.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you. And finally, this evening, item number 7, just a unpaid leave there.
Can I get a motion to approve item 7, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Nally. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bloom. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved. All right, moving on to report of the treasurer.
So the last week last month, we've been running through open enrollment. Marina's been working really hard to get all the employees done. We have about 2/3 of the district, at least, if not completed, they're in progress. So that's a win. And the last third, I know she's been sending out reminders to, so she will get them all enrolled. So we have a great next year of insurance for our staff. And I just will give this plug. If anybody is struggling and they're unsure how to do it, please contact Marina. She has been having people come in. We have some spare laptops that she sets up, and she has them come in and walks them through it so that they're still doing it themselves, but they have the support they need. So she's been really doing great with that. We closed October out last week and are moving right into November. Since this is the only meeting for this month, we'll have October and November financials together in December for your review. And tonight on the board, just a few quick comments on the 2 different items. That insurance repayment plan is the audit issue from fiscal 24. It does spill over a little bit into fiscal 25. So we just needed to make sure that that was spelled out clearly on the board agenda. And once we get that wrapped up, we can wrap up that audit and roll right into the next one. And then for the appropriations, we just had an expense come up that we hadn't had last year in the maintenance fund, that when the building projects got set up, we had to move money into a facilities maintenance fund so that when things happen, we have money available to fix the building. So we had something come up. I can't tell you off the top of my head right now what it was, but electric. Yeah. That we had to do some changes with. And luckily we have quite a bit of funds. We haven't really tapped too much into this fund. So we have some money available we're going to use for that so we can stay out of general fund. And then we have some tournament expenses. And so we had to have some money available for that. So if we can move on to approvals.
Okay. All right. So first one, can I have a motion to approve item 8, please?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Lewis. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lehman. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved. And then for the last one, can I have a motion to approve item 9 for the appropriations, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lehman. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes, motion's approved. Moving on to board member communications. Don.
The only thing I was going to mention is kind of a little bit of a carry on from my earlier comments, and that is with all the different districts around, we hear about everybody going for levies, whether they're property or whatever. And I know we as a community feel, we're paying our fair share for property taxes and our new buildings. But I would tell you that if you were to do some analyzing going back probably 20 years, our school district has been pretty financially sound in terms of decisions that have been made, be it with our board or our superintendent and treasurer. And, I think we're pretty fortunate. And I just, if the community wants more information regarding that, we can dig it up and provide it directly to you. But again, I think we're pretty fortunate. And that's all I had.
There.
Just a page full of shout outs to a whole bunch of kids doing really neat things. In doing my Facebook scroll like I do, I noticed that 2 students, and I've just never seen this before, but it just struck me as really neat. Melise Lee and Ashton Marseille, they coached a rec league little kiddos soccer team to an undefeated season, no less, through the Fremont Rec Center. I just thought that was really neat because they did that during their season. Like, their soccer players, they're in season, and they took the time to do something that some of us as adults are like, yeah, no, I'm not coaching. I'm not, draw the line at coaching little kiddos. But I just thought that was commendable that they, as students, took the time to do that, and as student athletes during their season. So shout out to both of those ladies. This weekend, the Fremont Ross High School put on Hadestown. That show was amazing. We went yesterday to see it. The quality of the show, the star power of the students. I mean, they every single one of those kiddos did an amazing job. So shout out to the directors, Julia Zucker and Delilah Foos Lessing. Many of our football players earned NLL honors. Some of them, we have a diverse group of football players. Some of them earned honors on both sides of the ball, which is really neat. So Cole Myers earned Lineman Player of the Year, Marquez Williams Defensive Player of the Year, and then Talon Brown, Mason England, Jackson Mackey, Cade Reinick, Kevin Jones, Stephen Ryder, Caden Swint, and Braylon Garza all took either first or second team NLL honors. So shout out to those student athletes. And then lastly, the leadership class put on the 15th annual Veterans Day program. I appreciate that Mrs. Gallagher invites us all to attend. And I always say, if you invite me, I'll come. As long as, the schedule lines up. But the students, again, put together an amazing program. And I think that was Ashton's project too. She just did an amazing job coordinating a wonderful event. The veterans always feel honored during that event. The band did a wonderful job. The orchestra, there were some orchestra members there that played a couple of pieces. So that was a wonderful networking event too for a lot of local veterans to get together and be able to chat. So shout out to all of our students this week.
Laura?
Yes, I was going to touch on something that Denise was talking about earlier, the food. So they're having a food drive this Friday at Kroger, and it's basically just a pack the truck. It's from 10A to 6P. And, I just want to encourage everybody in the community that can give, just give, because like Don was talking about, I mean, the issues going on with the food stamp issues, and it's just affecting a lot of people. It's affecting our seniors that are on fixed incomes. It's affecting our families, which affects the kids. I mean, it's just affecting everybody across the board. So yeah, they're having an event on Friday at Kroger's, and if you can, just give. This is if you're ever looking for things to do and to just contribute, this is a good opportunity to do it. Maybe you can give all the items for a whole turkey dinner for a family. I mean, it's whatever you can afford. And then who knows how many people that we can affect by this and help. And wouldn't that be awesome if there were so many supplies in that truck that they couldn't even put any more in it? I mean, seriously, it helps the local banks, the Pontifex, and I forget who else. But at any rate, I know there's a lot of need out there. So I'm going to do the best that I can, and I hope everybody else does too.
Well, thank you to the girls from the Make a Difference Club. My grandson does that. He did it at Lutz, and he's doing it at Krogan. He loves it. He loves it. He's in an art club. I don't know. Kids pick 15 different things. And I think it's great that they have opportunities to do stuff like that in the grade school levels, even, because just you don't ever think of grade school kids doing stuff like that. But and the 2 retirements, congratulations to them. It's always good when you can give up and go home and not have to come into work. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to that day someday. But that's all I have.
Thank you also to the 3 girls that came in to lead the pledge. That's always a fun thing each board meeting, to meet some new students from around the district and different clubs that they're in now and different things like that. So it's cool to see what's going on and everything. Winter sports, all of a sudden winter's here. It's cold outside. Winter sports are around the corner. So basketball games, wrestling matches, swim meets, all that fun stuff. Here we go. We have a band concert going on right now at the middle school. So there's always something happening at one of our schools somewhere. I know Otis just had their family fun night on Saturday. So community members, if you're looking for something, there's probably always something going on just about at one of our buildings somewhere.
And just to piggyback on that, Mr. Price, we work really hard to keep that district calendar online on our website up to date. So sometimes dates do change or get items that might get added. So if community members want to check us out, that is the best place to go.
Yep. Go straight to the website. You
Yep.
can see a calendar of everything. So great place to go. Last message is just something that we all kind of talk about at different points especially when it hits home, but especially for students, but this goes for adults also. And if you're finding yourself in that dark place, or if you're finding yourself in a hole and you don't think you get out of it, please, please, please talk to somebody. There is someone around that is going to listen, that will help you. Don't keep it bottled in. Do something, find someone to talk to, even if it's a friend, another student, whatever it is. We're all there there's going to be someone that cares. Maybe you think there's no hope. There always is. There is someone. Find a teacher, find a coach, whatever it is. Someone is there to help for sure. No reason for executive session tonight. Okay. With that, could I have a motion for adjournment, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nally. Any discussion?
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. This is our only board meeting for the month. So
Community and us.
we'll see you in December. Yikes.
Yeah.
And if I remember what I was going to say earlier, I'll come to the next meeting.
All right. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes. Motion's approved. Meeting's adjourned.